It began in December last year with a meeting with Sebastian Rong from Established & Sons, who AHEC had worked with before on a number of projects. And he approached us and said he would love to do, for his design platform, a wood experience for a really good group of students.
The core brief was that it was an object for seating, didn't have to be a chair, and I think they've all answered this in a very interesting, varied, quite inspiring manner, which is typical of the Royal College of Art, delivering on a number of different levels, and I think that's a very positive thing.
Furniture is a key area we look at in design products, and wood is of course one of the main materials for furniture making. So working with AHEC was a fantastic opportunity to really go in depth in hardwoods and also look at the whole environmental side of woodworking.
Being able to measure the impact of both the product and the materials that go into a product is going to be one of the most important challenges facing the design and architectural and construction community over the next 50 years.
Wouldn't it be great for students and designers to design with that concept in mind, which is what we are really balancing on this project, not just about the design of the object using American hardwoods, it's taking into account the calculation of the life cycle of that material and the processes beyond the actual object from cradle to grave.
What was a very important part of setting up the brief and the project as a whole was to realise this wasn't a competition about getting the best score. It was about having as varied a response to the brief, so we had a wonderful array of different production techniques being tried out.
And for me, that's the really central tenet. That's what makes this interesting. It's not just another student design project. It's the first life cycle analysis project in furniture with a live and diverse group of products being made. So it's the science of that that's really got my interest going.
It was the students' task, each of them, to take responsibility for recording all the intricate details of the production of their piece. So that might be the length of time on a particular machine that has a certain amount of kilowatts per hour energy used, or just the simple weight and volume of a particular timber. That was then put against AHEC's existing data on kiln-dried lumber, and then bringing those two bits of information together, PE International were able to give an accurate environmental impact on each chair.
Working with students gave us a freedom that you wouldn't necessarily get working in the commercial world. We carried out a series of workshops for teaching them both about wood as a material, designing with wood, but then also what life cycle is, how it is calculated, and how you can then potentially use it in product design.
The opportunity to have Out of the Woods presented at the V&A is wonderful. It's one of the highest profile museums of design in the world, and for the students to have their work shown there is incredible, especially during London Design Festival. The idea of commissioning writers and poets to create stories about each chair was a very surprising and now exciting idea that was presented by Fabienne Hess and Livia Lima, who are the communication designers for the project. For a life cycle analysis to be complete, we really should be thinking about its future and how its life plays out. And it's also, I think, about offering a kind of almost a sympathy for this object, that this an awareness of its whole existence.
We need to build a science that underpins either better education or better legislation, or both. But by doing projects like this, by doing all the stuff that Mark Binder's doing in Stuttgart or by Imperial College are doing, we're building a knowledge pool. And it'll take some years, but we'll get there and we will end up with a valuable, credible basis for measurement.